Hello? Hello?
Hi, Caroline. This is
Hi.
Melinda, the host of WYN conferences. How are you?
I just wanted to double check. I had said that I wanted to use my video
Okay.
and then join in with the chat and question and answers live.
Okay. So before you start your session, so play your AV.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then and then you'll start the video,
Okay. Yes.
the one that I sent.
Yes, Caroline.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Here I am introducing Caroline A. Warren. Caroline A. Warren is a speaker, encouragement coach, and author of The Woman at the Table, Ordinary Women, Ordinary Moments, Extraordinary Impact. She is dedicated to helping women make a difference using their unique strengths to impact others. She is the CEO of Stand for Success Coaching, Consulting, and Leadership Development. Carlin has over 30 years of experience in business, nonprofit leadership, and training, teaching best practices and growth strategies to empower her clients. Her speaking training programs and coaching has helped people develop their leadership ability and lead teams, develop a growth mindset and overcome challenges, navigate setbacks and disappointments with confidence, learn to speak up with boldness, achieve their professional dreams. Carlin is a self proclaimed introvert who refuses to compare herself to her extroverted friends, instead, choosing an individualized path to achieve her unique goals. She excels in developing practical solutions to complex problems. She will encourage you to embrace your gifts, move beyond your fears, and intentionally make a difference in the world. She lives in Florida with her husband Eric. This is the introduction of Caroline A. Warren. Thank you.
It is truly an honor to share this platform with such a diverse and unique group of women from around the world. Our combined voices make a powerful statement that reverberates worldwide that change is on the horizon. When Mahatma Gandhi said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world," he knew that when individuals thrive, they become influencers who impact their families and communities. And those powerful moments of transition, that process of changing from one state or condition to another, ultimately leads to transformation. But change is difficult. Transitions are scary. I'm sure every woman within the sound of my voice can attest to that. Picture a trapeze artist swinging on a bar 30 feet above the ground, preparing to let go and fly through the air to the next bar. It's that in-between time when you don't know if the transition will go smoothly. Is there a safety net to catch me? Will I fail and look foolish? So many unknowns keep us from reaching and grabbing the next bar. So we find ourselves swinging back and forth, just holding on, suspended in mid-air, trying to manage our fears, but fully aware that transformation only occurs when we go through the transition process. We have a choice: remain in our comfort zone, making no progress, or we can release our grip on the trapeze bar and reach for the next one. Today, I want to share 4 keys to moving from transition to transformation, enabling you to flourish and live your dream at any age, and doing meaningful work, engaging in positive relationships, and achieving your goals. Let me start with my journey of self-discovery and transformation that has stirred within my spirit since I was a child. I've had this vague image or vision of speaking before an auditorium of thousands, being at ease, comfortable, sharing my insights, and helping people believe in themselves and be productive. Notice I said talking to a large audience, being comfortable and at ease. Here's the problem. I'm an introvert who thrives in one-to-one interaction. I prefer solitude, sitting and reading for hours on end. I'm comfortable being in the background. But God has used this dream to push me outside my comfort zone. He keeps nudging me to believe that I'm more than an introvert. I'm the person in the image I can't let go of. First, I am a speaker and a teacher by vocation. My husband and I pastored a church for over 30 years, but that wasn't the fulfillment of my vision. I believe today is a partial manifestation, a stop on the path. Yet the journey to this juncture demanded that I become the person in the mental image I carry, not the person I was comfortable being. I've been chasing the person in the dream my entire life. But being an introvert in a world that celebrates extroverts is challenging for those of us who identify as quiet. This latest part of my journey began in earnest 4 years ago while living in Charlotte, North Carolina. I was sitting at my desk in our new home, feeling anxious, uncomfortable, and overwhelmed. I should have felt excitement because my husband and I were embarking on semi-retirement, or as we love to call it, the ability to set our work hours. We had recently retired from being senior pastors at a church we founded, and now we could focus on our personal goals for the first time in years. As I looked out the window, fear and even panic rose within me. I wondered why. What was going on with me? Perhaps it was the realization that the life we built was gone, and I was struggling with a loss of identity. In our late 60s, we were in a different season, starting the second half of our lives, and I was scared. Although this was a transition we planned for, I found myself losing control. I didn't know anyone in Charlotte. My family and friends were in another state. I was in a strange city, unable to accomplish the most mundane errands. I didn't know where the Whole Foods grocery store was, the shopping mall, or even the Shell gas station to fuel my car. It sounds comical, but alarm bells were ringing, and I was at a turning point in my life. I became the trapeze artist, swinging back and forth, trapped in my comfort zone of order, consistency, and having a routine. As I sat at my desk trying to make sense of my life, the chips in my emotional armor surfaced. and blind spots became visible. This was bigger than running errands. This was a season to fight for peace of mind, but more importantly, to battle for my destiny, for my purpose, and the dreams that lay dormant. I had gone as far as I could go with what I had. I could settle and live a mediocre life, or continue chasing the dream. What was I going to do? I decided to grab the next bar. I was scared but determined to hold on and accept the challenge, believing that I wasn't too old to reach higher and achieve more. Amid the uncertainty, I knew I was where I needed to be for God to change my trajectory, my mindset, and my personality. There was more inside me, and God was placing a demand on it. Confronting my fear, I had to change and learn that being over 60 didn't mean I was irrelevant or stagnant, but it does require awareness and a commitment to my future. Unsure of what lay ahead, I said yes to the journey, never expecting to reinvent myself and live my best life. The byproduct of this transition is transformation. The ability to serve others, have more influence, and do it confidently. It's the best season of my life. Today, I'm excited to share the 4-part framework I use because navigating transitions is a critical step in our personal development. It's an ongoing process in every season of life for the young and the mature. We all know what it's like to feel stuck, too comfortable, or satisfied with what we've built. Yet sensing that life has more to offer, being too fearful of taking the next step and jumping to the next bar. God wants to squeeze the morsels of greatness out of us and elevate our capacity for joy and confidence in who we were created to be. That's the ultimate goal of life. The first key of the framework is knowing God has prepared you for your next step. He said to me, I prepared you for this. Wow, I wasn't releasing the bar without a safety net. I could overcome this current challenge I was feeling and accomplish my goals. He uses our life circumstances to build our resilience and teach the lessons we need to learn, using the good, the bad, the thrilling wins, and the embarrassing defeats. Life becomes the teacher, and we are the students. These experiences shape us, allowing us to acquire the necessary skills to navigate life. Learning that I had what I needed to start the process was vital. There was a reservoir of knowledge and wisdom in my memory bank, waiting for me to make a withdrawal. Our experiences give us a competitive edge in managing transitions. We only need to believe in ourselves. There are also people to assist us on our journey. I was fortunate to have 7 women as role models in my life. They challenged me by initiating those crucial conversations I wanted to avoid, but desperately needed. They supplied the wisdom I lacked. I share their story in my book, The Women at the Table: Ordinary Women, Ordinary Moments, Extraordinary Impact. These women became part of my ongoing story. Even though some interactions occurred years ago, when I needed direction, their words replayed in my mind, weaving a tapestry of who I could become. In the process, they passed along part of their DNA as I became part of their legacy. One of the 7 was Miss Ruth Martin. She introduced me to reading, and the world opened up for a little girl growing up with dirt roads and an outside toilet. Because of her, I'm a lifelong learner, a ferocious reader, and an excellent Jeopardy player sitting in my living room. She prepared me to stand Gets tough. Let me ask, how do you want to live in real time? Change is always demanding, and we are stretched to be our best selves when the pressure is on. But our values create a fail-safe system for managing our overextended emotions and safeguarding our character and integrity. That included for me changing my confession and choosing to affirm what was possible instead of declaring my limitations. One of my core values is empowering people to live their best life. And one of the best ways to connect and influence people is through social media. But I wasn't on Facebook or the other platforms. I often said, I don't care if I have friends on Facebook. The concept didn't make sense to me. But now, things were different. I was in a season of growth, and I chose to engage on the platform because it allows me to pursue my core value. I could serve people with my years of knowledge. When I changed my perspective and followed a core value, I saw possibilities of what I could make and what I could do and how I could impact people's lives. There are questions we need to ask ourselves. What internal system will guide us? What core values will govern our thoughts, our actions, and our response to life situations? We can have the best plan, the necessary resources, and the support, but become ineffective when life throws us a curveball. This is a crucial part of the process because pressure can squeeze the best and the worst out of us. We determine what is squeezed out of us. Will it be lemons or lemonade? The choice is ours. Like you, I wanted to believe my character and values were impeccable. But we have blind spots and lack the awareness to properly evaluate our current state when our emotions are on 10. Revisiting our values allows us to intentionally decide what standards we are going to model during this time of change. For me, that meant being brutally honest about where I was and what I needed to change. That included learning to be open to feedback, pursuing relationships, and not being so self-sufficient. I had to be vulnerable to grow. Don't underestimate this step in the process. Thinking that we've arrived often indicates that we've stopped growing. I began to speak to the person I was becoming. That person was competent and knowledgeable, a person of faith, a woman who loved challenges and was capable of doing the impossible. That means being the best I can be every day. Our core values become a roadmap for success and a means of keeping our emotions in check and not being distracted by the feelings and the demands of others. My mother is one of 7 women who modeled life for me. She challenged me to be real. She taught me that it's not your physical beauty, the label on your dress, the color of your shoe soles, or even where you were born. Your value lies in the unique qualities you carry. The world is looking for the real you, not the fake person it's so easy to become. Life transitions are a signal to rethink our lives, renew our thinking, and do a reset to thrive. It's an opportunity to continue living the best version of ourselves. My mother is an excellent example for me. At 101, she lives every day to the fullest, even while in a wheelchair. She shares her wisdom, embodies honesty and faith, and strives to encourage others. She's living her authentic life. The third point is believe your destination is possible. Even when we get everything right, we use the wisdom from our previous experiences and have pure motivations. Self-doubt can set in, making us our worst enemy and derailing our success. My self-doubt, a mental stumbling block for me, came from never Graduating college, I met my husband in college. We married, started a family, and I decided to be a full-time mom and raise our daughter. I intended to return to college later, but it didn't happen. That gnawed at me for a long time, but I knew I made the right decision. Finally, God said, stop it. Don't focus on what you lack, but on what you have. I have over 30 years of nonprofit leadership and coaching experience. He reminded me that my husband and I started and ran 2 successful businesses that are still operating today, and our daughter oversees them. I needed to evaluate myself based on what I had accomplished, not what I hadn't completed. I was not a failure. I was capable and prepared with a practical education. I could confidently take the next step. Life exposes us to experiences we may never learn in a university classroom, and it's teaching us to become our best selves. Self-doubt is subtle, distorting the truth. It lies to us and alters our confidence. I still have to overcome feelings of self-doubt when it resurfaces. But when it does, God presses me to deal with it, reassuring me that I only need to believe in the gifts He put within me. Each of us has an assignment, a metric of rule that is unique to us. Part of my responsibility was to model being a wife of 51 years, a mother, a grandmother, and a great-grandmother. My story was crafted to produce the best in me. Yours is intended to get the most out of you. Our best is on the other side of our challenge, and it's a walk of faith, taking one step at a time, trusting the process and not losing hope. So I encourage you, never lose sight of your dreams. Reach for what seems impossible and make your dreams a reality. You will experience failures along the way, but they build your resilience and your grit. What other action did I take? I began to make a specific declaration to combat self-doubt. I said, I will walk through every door God opens for me. That challenged me to be flexible and to accept a growth mindset. I was reinventing myself. An introvert was learning to be comfortable in an extroverted world. All this after turning 65. My new motto, life begins at 65. I'm learning to step outside my comfort zone, establish new boundaries, and show up when I'm scared, even when I don't want to. Preparing myself to function at a higher level. Why? Because I have a legacy to continue. I am responsible to the women who mentored and coached me to pay it forward and inspire younger women. I challenge those of you in your golden years, don't stop growing and developing yourselves. The next generation of women needs our wisdom. The 4th key is maximize the moment. Be present and be a servant. Mother Teresa said, I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples. As I said, I stand on the shoulders of some wonderful women. None of them were famous, college educated, or wealthy, yet all had exceptional gifts and made an extraordinary impact on my life. They shared their talents with me, teaching me things like how to handle death with grace, guarding my tongue, and not allowing my emotions to rule, showing forgiveness, not carrying hatred, and dealing with adversity. I am determined to continue their legacy of serving others and making a contribution where I can. In my book, I share that impacting someone's life is much easier than we think. The greatest gift we can give anyone is the gift of time. Everyone desires affirmation and encouragement. When we intentionally engage and serve others, we invest in their success. This is how transformational influencers like Mother Teresa changed the world, one person at a time. I offer a simple yet practical solution to accomplish this goal in my book. I call it the 3-minute rule. Every day, give someone 3 minutes of your time. That's 180 seconds of your life. You still have 86,400 seconds left in the day. But those 3 minutes can be a game changer when you share your wisdom, give some insight, and offer encouragement or crucial feedback when needed. We can't mentor the entire world, but we can provide one person with 180 seconds. During those 3 minutes, I ask that you seek to empower the other person without thoughts of reciprocity. Give unselfishly because you have a gift and want to leave a legacy, helping someone experience a personal transformation. So I challenge you to engage one person for 3 minutes. This is how we impact the world and change lives, one conversation at a time. In closing, growth is learning to manage transitions to gain the truth that the change process holds for us. It's a vital component of personal development and growth. It's deliberately letting go of the bar and trusting the process. I want to recap the 4-part framework. First, remember that God has prepared you for your next season. Your experiences are a reservoir of wisdom that will serve you well. Second, choose your values wisely. They form the bridge that will take you from where you are to where you want to go. Third, believe that dreams still come true. Don't let self-doubt overtake you. Fourth, maximize the moment. Be present and share your wisdom. Make the 3-minute challenge a daily practice. And most of all, remember that life begins at 65.
I hope you all enjoyed the session. I have included the links to my resources and also my website. There's also a bio included. And if you would like to get in touch with me, the email address is carolyn@carolinawarren.com. Real simple, carolyn@carolinawarren.com. And in the links is a link to my book, The Women at the Table, where I talk about the wonderful women who impacted my life. And also, I have a self-care journal that is making a great impact. It is the Self-Care Journal for Successful Women. So if anyone has any questions for me.
Yes, Caroline, such an amazing presentation. So you made my work so much easier. So you have already so but still I want, so if you want to contact Caroline, so can contact Caroline at carolinwarren.com, and she also kept the links in the messages. So it's she made my work so much easier. Thank you, Caroline. And so you are 65, but you don't look like that. You look great
Well,
at 65.
when this latest challenge started, I was 65. I will be 71 in October. 70, and my mom will be 102
Yes, yes.
in September. So yeah, I think I got her genes.
Yes, yes, very true. So, and self love and self protection is very important. So, you nicely explained, you nicely gave the presentation about each and every topic. So, thank you so much. so much for your amazing presentation. So
Oh, it's
here
been
is
my
the
pleasure.
question.
Uh-huh.
Here is the question from our audience. So, how do you start a journey transformation?
Well, I think that the journey to transformation actually starts outside of ourselves with either an incident or something happens that if we um, take a step back and ask, okay, what is really going on here? As I said, life is preparing us for success, and which means that there are experiences that we will have that you may think, oh, this is just, things didn't go right, or something went extremely well, or I had this connection. But that incident has value and it has growth. One of the things I share in my book, as I said, it's called The Women at the Table, Ordinary Women, Ordinary Moments, Extraordinary Impact. And I share how each of these 7 women had conversations that were just ordinary, a moment in time, not planned, no structure, but they provided extraordinary impact for my life. Just as they were sharing something with me, sharing an insight, sharing an idea, there was something going on inside of me that was shifting and changing as a result of the conversation. And so that's why I believe that this 3-minute rule is so important, because you don't know how you are impacting someone, and it can happen in three minutes. We don't have to, I'm a coach, but you don't have to have these long coaching conversations. If you intentionally decide, okay, today I'm going to share 3 minutes of my life with someone, and I am trusting and believing that they will be the individual that I need to share with. It could be the person who is behind you in the grocery store, and it's happened to me, or the cashier, or someone that you just smiled with, and that smile activates a conversation, and they need exactly what the gift that you are carrying. And so, if I can say anything to the women, is that each of you have a gift, each of you have a purpose, each of you have a destiny that goes beyond you. It's for you to serve. And if you intentionally make yourself available, you will sharing your gift with people that you never even intended to. And their lives will be impacted as a result of you making them special and intentionally singling them out and sharing your knowledge and your wisdom that we all have.
Such a really wonderful explain. So thank you so much, and so a very big applause for all the ladies who have participated, who have given their beautiful presentation, their suggestions, their experiences, and their life stories. A big applause from WYN conferences. Yeah, thank you so much, Caroline. So have a great day. Bye bye.
Okay, you too. It was a joy presenting today.
Thank you.